everybody, and welcome to Northgate High School for the women's version, the soccer version of Battle of the Creek. Anthony Schultz along with Adam Tarr. A couple of good teams right now, Adam. Northgate comes in with Rachel Burks in goal. So they've already got 8 wins this year. And on the other side, Tatum Wallace is going to be in goal for Las Lomas. They've got 9 wins on the year so far. And right now, Tatum Wallace having some year for Las Lomas.
Yeah, Tatum Wallace described to us as a technical goalie, a goalie that knows when to come out, that knows when to stay in goal. And that is a skill that can be very helpful for teams, especially when they're in tense situations like corner kicks. And Tony, Tatum Wallace promoted last year at the end of the year from JV to varsity as a freshman to play in the NCS playoffs for Las Lomas. So they can certainly count on her, and they hope she has a good game tonight.
And you're obviously going to know who she is that right?
Yeah, I'm in art class with Tatum, so that's fun.
Yeah.
And I hope she has a good game.
Yeah, she's only given up 5 goals all season, so we expect her to have a very good game here tonight. Now let's meet the Las Lomas Knights.
Ava Matheson, number 9, forward. Paige Thompson, number 30, center mid.
Kylie Sekulich, number 7, attacking mid.
Priya Seibel, number 8, holding mid.
Haley Nelson, number 4, forward.
Ella Gray Fakis, number 13, forward.
Kylie Lieberman, 19, forward.
Tessa Jeswolf, number 14, forward.
Corinne Simons, number 18, center mid.
Tatum Wallace, number 1, goalie.
Mia Bonavito, number 55, goalie.
Lauren Belici, 25, center mid.
Anya Lafreziev, 22, outside back. Sophia Ernst, number 20, center back.
Reese Foster, number 5, midfield and forward. Sienna Hyde, number 10, center back.
Naomi Bamford, number 3, outside back.
Anya,
Galicia,
hurry
number
up.
15,
You're gonna rush.
center back.
You're gonna start talking.
Bella Rosen, number 6, defense. Lexi Schneider, number 26, defense.
And for Las Lomas coming in having a great season, we're looking at their log a little bit, and they are putting a whooping on some teams. A lot of goals for them, not a lot of goals for the other team. And now, let's meet the Northgate Broncos.
Action. Reagan Thomas, number 18, left defender.
Kira Lund, number 10, outside back, midfield.
Rachel Burks, number 2, goalkeeper.
Sadie Hansel, number 20, midfield.
Ireland Lewis, number 1, goalkeeper.
Sarah Burks, number 6, center back. Katie Halligan, number 17, right winger. Mackenzie Young, number 12, left wing.
Leah Cooper, number 22, midfield. Olivia Wilson, number 24, center back and midfield.
Sophia Fulp, number 13, center back.
Natalie Swanson, number 9, forward.
Maggie Marshall, number 8, right back.
Caroline Donahoe, number 15, holding mid. Taylor Sedapong, number 5, outside back.
Aaron Fagel, number 4, winger.
Jillian Neal, number 22, winger.
Chloe Maroka, number 14, outside back.
And Northgate having a really good year, and they are kind of doing the same thing, Adam, that Las Lomas is doing. They are really laying a whipping on some teams. They added some teams to the league coming into this year, and some of those teams have not fared well against the 2 teams that we've got right now. So stay tuned. We'll have the start of today's game coming up right after this.
Bro, I don't know. I honestly don't think we should have had Jessica drive.
Yeah, bro, Katie's gonna be so fun. It's so worth it right now.
I'm really in the movie right now,
careful,
dude. This is awesome. Oh god, everything's so moving so
Bro,
fast.
Stop sign.
Hello.
I think we're fine.
Oh, okay. I'll tell you about it. Oh my god.
It's act normal.
you guys doing?
Doing pretty good, officer.
Good. Hey, the reason I stopped you is you kind of rolled that stop sign back there. Do you have your license registration?
Yeah. That one.
Is that your license right there? In your hand?
Oh, yeah.
If I could grab that from you real quick. And Nick, is it?
Yeah, Nick.
Nick, how much have you had to drink tonight?
I haven't had anything to drink.
Nothing to drink at all? How about you over there? Did you drink something?
Nah, I haven't drinking anything.
Because I'm smelling alcohol coming from the car. Is there a reason for that?
I haven't had any.
Nothing at all? Go ahead and come on out. We'll do some field sobriety tests, and we'll find out where you're at. Okay? Turn right here for me. See where my light is? Right here for me. Look where my light is.
All right, yeah.
See?
Right here.
Okay. Go ahead whenever you're ready.
All right.
Deep breath in, blow. Keep going, keep going, keep going. That's the thing, is you have to kind of recognize what it is you're drinking when you're drinking and maybe call for a designated driver or a taxi, right?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
All right, just moments away from the start of today's game. And it is the Northgate Broncos hosting today. They are in Burgundy, and the white-cladded Las Lomas Knights over there on the other side. They are just about to break huddle. Anthony Schultz along with Adam Tarr. A couple of really good teams here, Adam, and a couple of teams fighting for playoff spots. And as far as the DFAL is concerned, Las Lomas, a great record at 4-0-1.
Yeah, Northgate not doing as hot in league play, 1-1-2, so they're going to be hoping to potentially get a momentum win today. Las Lomas is going to want to keep their undefeated streak, and we're underway here.
And here we go for Northgate as they kick it backwards. Rachel Burks in goal for the Northgate Broncos on the other side. As we pointed out in the open, Tatum Wallace only yielded just 5 goals all season. And here are the ladies kicking it around. Las Lomas girls, coached by Coach Ortiz in his second year. Semifinal last year in the North Coast section. Lost to Casa Grande when they were finally eliminated. And looking for better results this year, and certainly off to a good start of the 23-24 campaign. This one is out of bounds. And throwing it in for Las Lomas is number 22, Anya Alcaveridev. As we get going back the other way. And we talk about looking at those game logs with a lot of teams, falling very hard to these other teams. This one goes back over the end line. Let's see who they're going to award this to. I think it was last touched by Northgate.
Yeah, looks like they're giving a corner for Las Lomas here.
That'll be the first corner kick for Las Lomas here.
Yeah, Tony, one of the things I'm interested to see in this game is the pace. Will we see a high-scoring game or will we see a low-scoring game? Because as you were talking about, a lot of big results, big wins for both of these teams, honestly, but then also some short, low-scoring losses. So we'll see how that plays out.
Here's the corner kick, and this one will be kicked away, and out of bounds it goes again. So the corner kick, a lot of times, Adam, I see them getting the ball up high and looking for a teammate to head the ball in. But every now and then you'll see them kick some of those ones on the ground. Here's another corner kick, and this one will be headed away by the Knights. So a pair of corner kicks so far for Las Lomas. And now we're on the other side of the field as the ladies battle for it. Come up here, up the sideline. And, of course, adding the new teams this year, Adam, and, well, it's kind of watered down the talent level a little bit in the DFAL. And Coach Ortiz tells me that there might even be more changes coming next year.
Yeah, I think that's, again, another thing that's interesting about this matchup. These are two teams that have done well throughout their season so far, even though Las Lomas has fared better in league play. But I'm interested to see if Las Lomas here controls this game or if Northgate, shows to their record, plays to their record, has a good game.
And at least 4 ladies on the field right now are committed. Here comes breakaway, and I think they're going to call offside. That is a very tricky thing about the offsides rule. Of course, if you're the last offensive player, you cannot be past the last defensive player, non-goalie, and receive the ball. And a lot of times you'll see some very tricky play by the defense. They'll run up real quick to force the offside.
Yeah, Tony, it's funny. I was talking about that with one of my friends yesterday. It is really one of the most complicated rules about soccer.
I try to make it as simple as possible, but yeah, it is one of those when if you're not you haven't watched a lot of soccer, you will look at it and you will say, "What happened? Why did they blow the whistle?"
Yeah, I think even as a soccer fan myself, I still get confused sometimes when the referees are blowing offsides. Again, sometimes angry. You don't really know what's going on, but
well, because sometimes it's not that you don't actually have to get the ball
Yeah.
as the offensive player. It's just if it's played to you, that's illegal. All right, Las Lomas, a couple of threats with those 2 corner kicks. Northgate has yet to threaten here. At the 36th minute here in the first half. Just getting underway on Walnut Creek TV, where TV comes home. Battle of the Creek, women's soccer version here tonight. And trying to, pulling into the parking lot here. I've never seen this before in Northgate. I've been here many, many times for many different sports. I couldn't find a parking spot. And then I find out it's wrestling senior night.
Oh.
So we've got a lot going on here at Northgate High School.
Yeah, noise all over campus. Certainly a lot of communication from the player. That's one thing that I've noticed so far is all the players are making sure that their teammates are aware what's going on.
Here's Northgate with a chance, and this one quickly kicked away. And they've got a 4-on-1. One player for Northgate. Katie Halligan was surrounded by 4 Knights that time. It would look like Northgate was going to get something going that time, but quickly Las Lomas able to break it up. Got a few Las Lomas Knights averaging at least a goal a game, some a little more than that. Get into their game log here in a little bit. We're racing the other way, and now we have a push, and we are going to have a penalty call here. And they're going to say, turn it and go back the other way.
Yeah, a little push off there from the Las Lomas attacker, and that one's always going to be a foul. Trying to create space, trying to get to the ball. Sometimes you can get away with those, but their Las Lomas is not going to get away with that one.
Well, it looked like the Knights threatening again, but like you said, out in that little push, cost them a chance. Here we're going back. But, so far here in the early going as we have another whistle, and back the other way again we go. So this one will go back over to Northgate, but so far most of the action taking place here in the offensive side here for Las Lomas.
Yeah, and some teams like to play that way. They like to play with their backs against the wall, and they like to try to play the counterattack game. And it will be interesting to see if Northgate continues to do that in this game. But Las Lomas really just some good attacks and have been pressuring so far. There's a shot.
Here's a shot wide of the goal, and Tatum Walls will pick up another one. So not a shot on goal there, but so far that was the best offensive chance or opportunity for the Broncos, at least here in the early going. Yeah, this one goes back out of bounds. Tatum Walls, we talked about that, being the technical goalie and so many of those very important things out of when to come out and when to come in. And that is just, kind of like a quarterback in football, just has that extra clock in his head when to get rid of the ball, things like that. And Tatum, very good at those types of things.
Yeah, you talk about how important goalies can be. I mean, they are the last defense against the ball going into the net and you going down on the score. You think about some of the most important players of all time in the men's leagues. Manuel Neuer for Germany, really good player who helped Bayern Munich win championships. And on the women's side, Hope Solo, one of the most famous women's players.
That's a familiar name.
Yeah. Goalies are always important. And again, for Las Lomas, Tatum Wallace is a very important player.
Las Lomas trying to get something going. Taken away there by Sophia Fulp of Northgate. Very nice footwork there to break up a potential opportunity. This one kicked down that far side, and the ladies give chase. Sarah Burks, the sister of Rachel, giving chase down there. And this one is going to go out of bounds, and it will belong to Northgate as they'll be able to play this one in.
It feels like a lot of the action, whether it's a foul or the ball going out of bounds or a shot on goal, has all been Las Lomas so far. Can Northgate just steal a pass or two here and there and get an attack going?
And there you go, right there, nearly. But Anya able to kick it away for Las Lomas, and now this one's going to go out of bounds. Last touch by the Broncos. Kiera Lund, the junior. And Las Lomas will have a chance to throw this one in. At least 4 players here already committed to playing soccer at the next level. Get into some more of that as we go along. It looked like there was a hands on the ball that time. See what they're going to call. And it's going to go back to the Broncos. And so far, it seems like every time the whistle blows, the ball's going back over to Northgate.
I don't think Las Lomas will mind getting forward in the Broncos half, but they're definitely going to want to put together a counterattack or an attack that can get them on goal.
Good looking footwork from Paige Thompson over there. And then she looks like she took a kick in the shin and down she goes. Paige Thompson averaging 1.3 goals per game. Now she's going to walk it off. There she is. She appears to be okay. What's soccer without a kick in the shins? Am I right?
Yeah, that's why you get the shin guards.
All right, Las Lomas on the attack. It's it down to the end line, and this will go over the end line. And I think Northgate touched that one last, so Las Lomas will, at least for the moment, keep possession.
Yeah, it was a good ball by Sybil for the Knights. I think it deflected off the Northgate player, like you said, Tony. And again, the Knights are going to take these corner opportunities all day long.
Now here's Paige Thompson from the opposite corner this time. This will be the third corner kick of the half here for Las Lomas. And so far, none on the other side. This one out in front of the goal, headed away. Now Anya going to chase it over here to the sideline. Let's see if she can make something out of this. Well defended by the Broncos. And they'll just kick it back down the other way. Got one-on-one, and they'll play this one back to Tatum.
It's a good little move by Tatum Wallace there to free up a passing lane.
Oh, and this one played nicely. Let's see if Northgate can get something going. It's going to be kicked out of bounds. So Northgate will have a throw in here from the near side. And that was well played out there by Natalie Swanson of the Broncos to help her team get possession in the defensive end for Las Lomas.
Yeah, sometimes as a defender, you just want to get the ball out of bounds as quickly as possible, prevent the opposing team from continuing in their attack, and that's what Las Lomas did.
This one going pinballed around. Nice play in that sequence by Paige Thompson. Boy, good body control to just block out that one player there. That was Ava Mathieson. She's also got a goal per game. Almost like a blockout like in basketball right there, really using her body to shield off the opposing player.
Las Lomas playing a little bit of possession ball here. Northgate gets it back, though. I think Las Lomas probably wants to continue playing possession. They want to control who has the ball, and they want themselves to be the team that has the ball.
Well, you say soccer, because turnovers come fast and furious, very difficult to successfully make a couple of passes in a row. And, for that, because of that, scoring is generally low. But as we said, these teams are used to scoring a lot of goals. Here's one down to the corner, and each girl's racing for it. And that'll go over the end line, and I think Northgate is going to get this one. No, I think it's going to be, let's see, is Las Lomas going to get another corner?
I think it's a goal kick, Tony.
Yeah, here we go.
Sometimes it's hard to tell. You got to follow the referee signals. Always a good way to do it.
Here's Paige Thompson. Kiera Lund in that mix as well. Here's Paige again, trying to get this off to a teammate, but it's going to be boxed in by a couple of Bronco defenders. Down to the corner we go. Teresa Jeswald, number 14 over there, battling for it. And this is coming back the other way.
Yeah, Tony, you were talking about it earlier, but attacking in soccer is probably one of the hardest things to do in any sport. Sometimes it's just a 1-2 pass and you're in on goal, but sometimes it can take 20 minutes of just possessing the ball and you finally get one through ball over. So a lot of skill involved in that.
Well, just, the goals are far apart. You got a lot of players out there. And you can't just go and pick it up and throw it to somebody unless you're throwing it from out of bounds. All right, Broncos coming the other way. And taken away by Paige Thompson, and she falls down. And that is going to be called against Northgate as Thompson, for the second time here in this first half, hits the ground, but she appears to be no worse for wear. And Las Lomas is going to get a chance here.
Yeah, Paige takes the foul, and now she's going to be the one sending this one deep into Northgate territory.
Off the head, there is a Las Lomas player. This one is going to be to the right of the goal, no good. Boy, that was close there. Trying to see who got that last shot. Not on goal, but very close. But that was probably the best scoring opportunity so far here of this young first half.
Yeah, almost like a corner there. Just sending the ball as close to the goal as you can, and a deflection there gave Las Lomas an opportunity. Not able to take it.
This one's going to go out of bounds, but seen a couple of opportunities here, a couple of situations where you can see how the players lean on each other. There's a slight pushing and shoving and body work just to try to get better position than your opponent to try to get the ball. A lot more to soccer than it actually looks.
Yeah, I think you talk about using your full body in soccer, except your hands, obviously, but your legs can be a really important position or part of your body just for moving. So you'll see a lot of, sometimes you'll say flops, but a lot of physicality, and we've seen a little bit of that here tonight.
Oh, there
so
was
far.
Paige kind of weaving her way nicely through defenders. Now here's Anya, has it taken away. Las Lomas creating most of the action. They've had most of the chances here tonight, but have not yet broken through. Here's going down the far sideline. Going body to body there. And this one is going to go past the end line. So overall, 8-2-2 for the burgundy-cladded Broncos. 1-1-2 in the DFAL. And on the other side, 9-1-1 for Las Lomas. 4-0-1 in the Diablo Foothill League. Boy, they just have to nearly touch the hand of one of the players. And here come the Broncos trying to make some noise and quickly taken away by Las Lomas. And back over to the far side. And you see the offensive player coming up with the ball there, Adam, and then as soon as she turns around, there's two defenders right on top of her. Very difficult to maneuver through all that. And this one's going to go out of bounds, and this was going to be a throw in here for Las Lomas on the near side. Anya will do the honors. You see number 22 coming into your picture there. 0-0 here as we go under 24 minutes to go. Another whistle, and again, the Broncos will get it.
Yeah, I love seeing both teams' sidelines there with just making a lot of noise, supporting their teams. And soccer is definitely, one of the sports in America you would think is starting to grow. A lot of expansion teams in MLS and the NWSL. National teams getting better. So it's always great to see, high school soccer, really where the roots of it is, where kids are getting better at the sport and the future of the sport is developing. And it's great to see a crosstown rivalry, kids who know each other from club soccer. The Surf, one of the popular teams in the Walnut Creek and Bay area.
Well, these teams, I'm sure, because of that club soccer, know each other very well. Here is a corner kick for Northgate. This one is headed wide, just wide left of the goal. The first corner kick by Northgate, and that was close. But they come up empty here, and Tatum will get a chance to kick it away. But that was the best opportunity so far for the Northgate Broncos.
Yeah, considering the way this game has been played with Las Lomas getting most of the chances and possessing the ball, those are the opportunities that if Northgate is going to win this game, they're going to have to take at some point, unless they can change the game's tempo.
Now we're going to get a foul. Looks like that's going to be against the Broncos. And they're going to get Katie Halligan, the junior forward, with the body contact. Anya able to boot this one away. Been pinballing around. There's that good body work to shield off a defender and get the ball to a teammate. Ava Matheson there. This one going back the other way. Anya trying to get up the sideline, taken away by the Broncos. And this one kicked out of bounds. Paige Thompson defending that last time and forcing the errant kick there by Akira Lund. There's that battle for the ball. Good looking turn right there. Kylie Sekulik with that very nice spin move to keep possession. Now it's coming back the other way. Thompson gets hit from point blank range. Boy, Paige Thompson has had a very physically demanding first half here. This one near the Bronco bench, kept in, and now will be kicked out.
I think Las Lomas is playing 3 attackers, 3 midfielders, and 3 defenders. I could be wrong, and the math doesn't add up on that one, but I know historically Las Lomas likes to lean on their midfield a lot.
Boy, that one was centered nicely, and it was a turn and attempted kick, but a whiff right there for Las Lomas, but that was a pretty good looking opportunity for the Knights. And that was that situation, getting the ball here on the near side, and then kind of centering it, like a centering pass in hockey, and just kind of a swing and a miss right there, but another opportunity for Las Lomas. The Broncos have had a couple. One with that corner kick. They did have a shot go just wide left of the goal. But again, Las Lomas, if you're talking about not dominating the situation in game 0-0, how could it be dominating? But certainly the Knights with more offensive opportunities here in this first half. Now down to the corner, and boy, nobody home for the Knights. And chasing it down there for Northgate is Sarah Burks. And the Broncos will get a chance to kick this one away.
Yeah, Tony, I think soccer is one of those sports that at some points in the game can feel really fast when you see a through ball go in and an opportunity for a team to score. And then, sometimes maybe at this point in the game a little bit slower. But really the great teams try to stay focused throughout the game so that those quick moments go in their favor.
Yeah, because sometimes these moments don't come along too much. You better be ready when they do. Let's get kind of a centering pass here. Paige Thompson, but this one is intercepted and booted away quickly. Anya giving chase. The Broncos have possession here for the moment. Oh, that was a nice play there for the Broncos, as Paige did have that chance to get that centering pass off. And this one just chased down into the corner. Ladies giving chase, and this one is going to go out of bounds. Boy, it looks like the Broncos are going to win possession here. Are they going to get a corner out of this? Let's see.
I think it's going to be a throw-in, Tony.
So I don't think it went over the end line. So in that case, if it did went over the sideline, it would be the throw-in rather than the corner kick. But the Broncos, and you can hear their bench cheering mightily as they are able to get the possession here.
Yeah, that was a really good hustle play. Just getting to the ball and hitting it off the defender to keep their team possession, and a really good opportunity for Northgate in a game that, again, Las Lomas has control.
There's Tatum Wallace in goal here. Let's see if the Broncos are able to challenge. It's a very fine goalie for the Knights, looking to turn it in. Paige Thompson doing battle. That one's going to go out of bounds. And Wallace able to kick this one away. So we talked about knowing when to go out, when to come in for Tatum. Also when to catch the ball, and sometimes whether to pop it over, get the shots on goal, whether to pop it over the crossbar or not. And also a big-time skill for the soccer goalies. And this one kicked back to Rachel Burks. That's another, when the ball does come at you, you certainly don't want to give up too many of those rebounds. You see a lot of goals scored when the goalie cannot actually make that catch and you get that rebound opportunity for the opposition.
Yeah, we've talked a lot about the technical skills of Tatum Wallace, and I think one thing to be said is that for both of these goalkeepers today, their statistics show that those skills work. Not conceding a lot of goals. I think Las Lomas in league play has only conceded 2, and on the year has only conceded 5, which is a really impressive number.
Yeah, I mean, shutout after shutout, and that doesn't necessarily surprise you when one team is shutting out the other. It is surprising, though, when they score in double digits, and frequently. This one taken away. Northgate giving chase over here, and this one just going to be punted out of bounds.
Yeah, Tony, I mean, both of these teams have scored 10-plus goals in games this year before. We haven't seen anything tonight so far, and maybe that's what you'd expect in a city rivalry game. I'm interested to see if either team, specifically Northgate, can change the tempo in their favor. I think Las Lomas would be happy with how the game's gone so far, but definitely going to want to get a goal on the board at some point.
Yeah, that's the thing about soccer, too. You can have a situation like this where it looks like that Las Lomas is playing so much of the game at their own offensive end, but then Northgate comes back and gets a goal, and none of that matters at that point.
Yeah, definitely also about forcing the other team to be uncomfortable, and for Las Lomas that might mean going from possession ball to just going straight up attacking as much as possible.
There's Paige Thompson on the deck again, Adam. And Anya trying to keep this one alive for Las Lomas. This one's going to be kicked out of bounds by the Knights. And Sienna Hyde, the last one to touch it. And another throw in as the ball goes out of bounds again here for Northgate. 3 corner kicks so far for Las Lomas, 1 for Northgate. And still 0-0 here as we're into the 15th minute. All right. Las Lomas trying to come up the sideline. And down the far side this one goes, and that will go out of bounds. Paige Thompson, an ECNL player. That is the highest club level of soccer. And she is one of the players already committed. Adam, she will be at Alabama to continue her soccer career at the collegiate level. When you think of Alabama, you just kind of think, maybe not so much in soccer, you always think football, obviously, but when you think of Alabama, you do think it's one of those highest levels of college sports.
Yeah, certainly impressive by Paige there. I think the women's soccer team for Alabama is quite good, actually. But you are right, across the board, Alabama very respectable in terms of sports.
And this one booted down the other way, and now we have a whistle. It looks like Northgate's going to get it again. So the play so far probably favoring Las Lomas at this point, as we said, but the whistles right now seem like to be favoring Northgate.
Yeah, maybe that means Las Lomas just being a little more aggressive. Can't be too mad
I'm not
about
saying
that.
the referees are doing anything wrong. No conspiracy out here. And a fast-paced, fast-moving game so far. Neither team yet able to break through. Oh, there's a good turn right there. Northgate, and here's just kicked away at the last moment by the Knights. And that looked like the Broncos were going to get a pretty good opportunity right there. Katie Halligan had a chance to get that one, but just like that, Adam, you see how it doesn't look like they have a chance to score, and then just in the blink of an eye, there is an opportunity, and this will be another corner kick here for Northgate, their second of the half. Here in front of the goal, and knocked away by Tatum. That was a very nice play by Tatum to prevent the goal there. Trying a centering pass, and Tatum, maybe she got a piece, and that goes wide left. But a couple of good chances right there for Northgate. This one goes past. Boy, when that ball is near the goal, kick anywhere toward that goal, you can just hear the crowd get excited.
Yeah, give a lot of credit on that whole corner sequence to Northgate. Some of their attackers just a little bit of a ball into the box, and then it forced Las Lomas to clear it out, caused the corner, and almost caused a goal. And those are the little plays in a game like soccer that can be really important.
Well, a couple of nice plays there by Tatum Wallace, and positioning for those corner kicks, knowing where to get to, depending upon where your defense is, where the ball is, just where to be. And she played it correctly in that last time, because Northgate got a couple of opportunities on that last trip down here on the Knights offensive end. I guess this one kicked out of bounds. So when you get promoted from the JV team and then you're one of the players that gets to play in the North Coast section, it's because you have skills, and Tatum Wallace showed us some of those skills on that last Northgate opportunity. Tatum just a sophomore here, so promoted as a freshman last year, and that's, you got to be really good because that just does not happen very often.
Yeah, it really is the stuff of legends being able to play in NCS playoffs for the varsity team after starting the season for JV. And it's boded well for Las Lomas this year.
Yeah, so one knocked up in the air. And here comes Rachel out to take that. But another thing too is, you know, for these goalies, you got to know where you are in the field. Like, you're going after the ball. If you're in the goalie box, you want to grab the ball. And if you're not, you know, got to make sure you know where you are in the field so you don't grab it when you are ineligible to do so. Okay, here come the Broncos down the far side. Giving chases Katie Halligan. Can she get a centering pass? No, she can't. A little bit too far for Katie. And it looked like that was Julian Colchio Greeley making that pass and just a little bit too strong. You saw Halligan running down there, and she was quickly looking to make that quick little turning kick with the right foot to center it for a teammate. Just a little bit too long.
Yeah, Tony, I think Northgate's going to appreciate the opportunities they've created so far in this game. Substitution for the Broncos.
All right, approaching the 10-minute mark here. Halligan's got it. Going to give it to a teammate and then quickly taken away. And I'm wondering, with some of those opportunities, when you have it centered, you know, being a guy who's played a lot of soccer, Adam, sometimes do you want to make that extra pass, or is it just better just to go ahead and take the shot when you got it?
It definitely depends. From that one, it looked like it was either at the top of the box or a little outside the box. It's really, really hard to score from outside the box, Tony. You got to be a really skilled player. And I definitely think some of these Northgate and Las Lomas players can do that. But really, I mean, that's a judgment you're making in half a second or 1 second max. So always going to be a tough one. But I think when you play a lot of team soccer, like I'm sure a lot of these players have, that's a judgment that they get a little more used to.
Okay. Because sometimes we have these periods in the game where the shots are few and far between. And sometimes I look at it like, when they're there, take it.
Yeah, sometimes patience is the key, though.
Yeah, sometimes the right pass turns into the right shot. Northgate working with it on the offensive end. Reagan Thomas as it gets it to a teammate. That's Sarah Burks again, number 6. Northgate doing a little better job of possessing and creating some opportunities, unable to break through. But I think sort of the offensive end type play is kind of evening out here. And here's that situation. That ball was played. That was not offside there. And how about Rachel Burks coming way out of the box to break that one up? We talk about knowing when to come out and when to stay in for Tatum. Well, Rachel has those skills as well.
Yeah, it could have been a goal-saving opportunity there. And as a goalie, when you win a 50-50 ball on the ground, you're really happy about that.
Coming the other way. And this one's going to be kicked back to Tatum.
Really good pass out there.
And this one's going to go out of bounds on the far side.
Northgate's starting to put a lot of pressure on these Knights. And, I mean, we're starting to see a lot of play happen in that final third for the Broncos. And can that turn into a goal for them before halftime with 8 minutes left?
And we talked about 3 players on the side of for Las Lomas committed. We told you about Paige Thompson going to Alabama. Kylie Sekulik is going to Riverside. And Ava Matheson, she is going to be going to Loyola Marymount. So some of these ladies, as far as their future soccer careers are concerned, already spoken for, and they're going to be playing some D1 soccer here in the near future.
Yeah, really good opportunity not only for their athletic career, but also their education. And I think that's another thing that is really helping soccer grow is the opportunity to use it as a medium for advancing in a lot of different aspects of life, whether it's as being a teammate, an individual, athletics, of course, academics. It's a really good sport.
Yeah, it continues to grow. And in my youth, way back when, youth soccer was very, very popular. It rivaled Little League as far as the number of participants, but as far as the pro side of it goes, it was pretty nil. No pun intended there with the nil. There was a soccer league with the New York Cosmos. I think you've all heard of Pele, kind of the Babe Ruth of soccer. He played in that league later in his career, but it never really did take off. But it certainly has taken off now. We see with the NWSL and, of course, Major League Soccer. We talked about all the stadiums they have. I think it's 4 out of the 29 teams share a stadium. Everybody else has a soccer-only stadium. I mean, that is big league stuff, and you've got your own building to play in.
Yeah, I think on the women's side, the U.S. has done soccer really well. You look at the U.S. national team, has the most World Cups and is always competing for a World Cup. On the men's side, more so is really where you're seeing a lot of new players come over to the U.S. There's the tackle.
Got the ball first, though. Getting on the ground is Kiera Lund, getting a piece of the ball and then a piece of Paige Thompson. And on just my loose count, that's 4 times Paige Thompson's been on the ground here in the first half. She's a tough kid. Say soccer's not a physical sport. Well, when you land it on the ground that many times, it certainly is. And now we have an injury here. And this one looks fairly serious. Trying to see that number. We've got a Bronco player, and she'll have to be attended to. We've got an injury on the field coming here at the 5:17 mark. And, of course, they're not going to stop the clock. They'll just keep rolling, and then they'll maybe add some time here at the end. But we have an injured Bronco on the field. And, of course, with the new alignment and the teams added this year to the Diablo Foothill League, Adam, the teams are only going to play each other once in league play. Last year they played twice. Now we've got a nice hand. The player coming off the field, and that was Kiera Lund, number 10. It looks like she's going to stay in the game. There's Kiera. Just shake it off and stay in there. And the play will resume. Last year, a couple of 1-0 games against these two clubs. Northgate beat Las Lomas both times. Coach Ortiz made sure to mention that to me, so I think it's fair to say that he would like to get that Bronco monkey off his back.
Yeah, Tony, I don't know if a 5-0 win is more impressive or a 1-0 toughly earned win is more impressive. Sometimes those are the games you're most proud of in a season instead of 5-0 thrashings.
You know, especially with some of these games, as I said, that some of these teams that are in are maybe not quite ready to play at that next level yet. So when the games get, let's just say when they get so lopsided, players tend to lose a little interest.
Yeah.
When the games get way out of hand. And apparently when you're looking at those scores, no mercy rule in soccer.
Yeah, soccer definitely a sport that requires a lot of cardio. All of these players got to be really good athletes in order to stay in shape. And I mean, sometimes that's why you see some of the biggest injuries in soccer is just the lack of training. But both of these teams looking good so far.
Oh, nice footwork there to get it to Anya, trying to get it down the sideline to a teammate. This one's going to go out of bounds, and looks like Northgate's going to get it. They will. Now whistles blow. We're going to have a substitution here. Natalie Swanson coming into the game. And Natalie Swanson now into the ball game here for the Northgate Broncos.
Good ball down the line there.
Going down the line, I believe coming out there, I'm thinking it was, I got 12. One of the Colchillo sisters. They got 2 number 11s here. Colchillo Greeley 11, and then also 11 Jules Colchillo. One of those is number 12. always like that little surprise on my roster.
Yeah.
All right, Northgate coming back the other way, trying to break the deadlock, and quickly Las Lomas able to put a damper on that. Siena High just kicks that out of bounds to spoil the party. Under 2 minutes now to go here in this first half. The 0-0 score belies the amount of action we've had. Both teams with, a few opportunities, more so for Las Lomas in the early part of the half, and then later here in the half, it's been Northgate getting their chances. We've seen Rachel Burks make a fine play coming out of the goalie box to thwart an effort, and we've seen Tatum Wallace do a nice job blocking the ball in goal on a couple of occasions. Northgate racing down, and Las Lomas just not able to get that last kick, and now we have a whistle. Boy, Las Lomas with another chance there, and had a defender right on the hip of the offensive player as we take a look at Reagan Thomas. And it kind of looked like Las Lomas had a bit of a breakaway, and Northgate able to break it up.
Yeah, Las Lomas has really liked playing those through balls, just weaving the ball around the defender. None of them have resulted in a goal so far, but they've resulted in some shots on goal. There was one that Northgate was able to defend in the end.
Kylie Sekulik involved in that last one. There's Kylie again trying to get it ahead to a teammate. She does. Race into the corner and then booted out of bounds by Northgate. And that was Sophia Fulp, the sophomore, making sure that possession goes out of bounds. And Northgate gets a chance to set up their defense here. Bodies on the ground. There's Page involved again. And this one just kicked out of bounds. And that's Siena Hyde there. A couple different times here in the last minute or so. The Broncos trying to get that ball down the near side, and Hyde just thwarts their plans. Well, the clock has stopped here with 1:48. And that's not usually how they do it.
Yeah.
Or maybe they're stopping the clock and putting on their time now. And so the officials know how much time is left. There is a body hitting the floor. No whistle, and now a whistle. And that will be the end of the first half. So 0-0 here in Battle of the Creek, the women's soccer version right here on Walnut Creek TV. 0-0 at the end of one half, and come on back. We'll have the second half for you right here from Northgate High School. All right, a fresh 40 on the board as we begin the second half here from Northgate High School. 0-0 thus far, even though it was a pretty well played and some exciting moments in that first half. But goalies made a couple of good plays, some good defensive plays, and neither team able to break through. And now let's see if somebody can break through here in this last 40 minutes of the game. Anthony Schultz along with Adam Tarr here on Walnut Creek TV, where TV comes home. And it's a women's soccer version of the Battle of the Creek here for the 23-24 campaign. And this one is going to go past one of the Las Lomas players and out of bounds. And that was Reese Foster, number 5. And Northgate's going to throw it in.
It feels like a good opportunity starting the second half for either team to establish their will and establish their preferred method of playing this game. And I think, tied 0-0, that's going to be a really big goal for both these teams.
Reese Foster, an attacking mid-forward, plays in the ENCL for the Pleasanton Rage. Boy, a body hitting the floor there, and then we're going to come back the other way. And you talk about being committed to a sport. I don't know that anybody's more committed to their sport than soccer players. This one headed backwards. And this one kicked back here. And Tatum Wallace gives it her first kick here of the second half. I mean, when do they actually stop playing? When is the off season for these ladies? And I tell you, there just isn't. Summer tournaments, spring league. And of course, right now here into the wintertime, they're playing high school soccer.
Yeah, so many sports where club teams are a big thing. And I think soccer probably is the sport with the greatest amount of club teams. So you go from the high school season right into the club season. Again, as you were saying, Tony, the season really never ends.
Naomi Bamford, number 3, hitting the ground. There you see Naomi. She's moving pretty well, so that'll go against Northgate. And a chance for a throw in here for Las Lomas. But it's a lot of dedication. And, I was talking to Coach Ortiz about that. And he said it can be good and bad. I mean, it's good that they're playing a lot of soccer and they're getting their skills. I mean, they're going to be in shape all year because you never stop running. But at the same time, maybe sometimes a little too much. You get kind of overwhelmed with it. And other sports always have an off season. Thompson has it taken away nicely. Good defensive play. And getting up off the deck right there is Sarah Burks. And boy, that was a good confrontation there with Paige Thompson.
Yeah, yet another 50-50 ball and a challenge against Paige Thompson. Playing a really physical game.
Who is going to blink first as this one goes out of bounds? Just a couple of minutes into the second half. Both teams trying to find that the right pattern of attack here to get on the board. And, looking at the way this situation is going here, still, Adam, obviously a long way to go. But, you could certainly see one goal winning this match. There's a hesitation on the throw-in. Here comes Las Lomas out of the pack with it. Sekulik had it. Thompson over to the far side, looking for somewhere to go with that ball, but just a swarming Northgate defense trying to center one in front of the goal and unable to do so. But that is just so difficult. You saw the offensive player there going down on the left side of the goal, the offensive left side, and just 3 defenders right there and no way to turn in and get that centering pass.
Yeah, sometimes it's just a balancing act there when you're going towards that end line with the goal and trying to get that ball back in towards the goal, because one shot, if you get that ball in and one shot off, it could catch the keeper off guard. Here's a corner for Las Lomas.
Oh, boy, there's a corner kick. And Las Lomas, boy, that's the first one of the second half. Las Lomas is 4th of the game, and no shot on goal there, but you just see that the intensity level ratchets up when that ball comes across the face of the goal. Yeah. Everybody gets a little bit more tense.
Yeah, I wonder how those goalkeepers are feeling. Knowing that ball could come right towards them any moment. They might have to get into the upper corner of the goal and make one of the saves of their lives to prevent a goal. That one just went wide. Las Lomas playing more possession again. We saw that at the start of the first half. Northgate was eventually able to start pressing and start getting more chances for themselves. A through ball over the top, collected by the Bronco goalkeeper.
And Rachel Burks able to play that one. And for so many of these ladies this particular season, they're not used to too many low-scoring games. When they have one, they usually are not going to have a second. Whistle blows. This one's going to go against the Broncos. And the Las Lomas have a chance to play this one. So as we told you, the league expanded this year. Last year and in previous years, these league matchups, these teams would play twice per season, now just once. 14 teams now in the league. And teams have been added that haven't quite been as strong as this one goes out of bounds. Again, next year might even be different again. Not exactly sure how that is going to play out. Coach Ortiz was telling me that, yes, next year might have even more changes to the DFAL situation as far as who plays who's going to be in the league. Just have to wait and see for that. Nice turn there.
There's Northgate coming on the attack. Trying to play it through. Got it through.
And Las Lomas is going to be able to kick it out. And boy, what a huge opportunity right there for Northgate. Aaron Fagel, number 4, racing up the field, and they made sure to stay onside that time. They did it very well, but nicely broken up by the Broncos. There's Aaron again. But boy, what a good opportunity that was for Northgate. This one coming back the other way. Come in, stay out, and diving for it to make the play. Oh, what a play there.
Yeah, a little bit of a hesitation, almost making it look like if she was gonna stop a little short and then just finished it off. And both of these goalkeepers just made 2 huge saves in this game.
Excellent.
Saving a goal for each side, and it remains
Wallace,
nothing.
Yeah, Wallace on one side, Burks on the other, and this one coming to Rachel Hill will pick this one up in the goalie box. Yeah, but it looked like Rachel was a little unsure as whether to stay out or stay in, but in the end, she makes the right decision and prevents the goal. This one coming toward the Northgate bench. So some early excitement here in the second half as we tick down to the 32nd minute. We'll talk about those teams that were added. Miramani, Bray, and Christian from across town. Concord, YV, Mount Diablo, all added to the DFAL this year. And here's one breaking toward it. Can he get a centering pass here? Looking for a shot, knocked away by the Broncos at the last second. And we can see the frustration on the face of number 7, Kylie Sekulik. Thinking that she had an opportunity either for a shot or a centering pass. And unfortunately, she didn't get either one of those.
Yeah, I think every time Northgate goes forward and gets their own chance and then Las Lomas goes the other way, it creates more of a volatile situation, which might be what Northgate wants considering Las Lomas has played a lot of possession in this game.
Another corner kick, headed away by Northgate. As Las Lomas can play this one back in and get another chance with this trip up the field here. Oh, a lot of high kicking swings there. Trying to get their foot on the ball. Kylie Sekulik, and this one coming toward goal, and this is going to be off the goalie. And Northgate were able to chase it down, and that time Rachel Burks was not able to make that pickup clean. And the rebound, very fortunate they had a couple of red shirts around that one. Here's Thompson trying to send it in, knocked away. Body's falling to the ground, no whistle. Sekulik with the kick wide left.
There are bodies everywhere in the box right now, and a Las Lomas player momentarily down.
Looked like, I think that's number 7, Kylie Sekulik, one of the committed players here for the Las Lomas Knights. And actually, no, it looks like it's number 14, Tessa Jeswald, getting up off the deck and limping a bit here. Let's see if they're going to keep her in the game. She is clearly favoring that right leg.
Yeah, Tony, going back to that last play, did you see that ball from Paige Thompson? Looked like she used her left foot. Kind of threw me off guard, but nonetheless a great play.
So you want to make sure I call it the DAFL, not the DFL. Make sure I get that one right.
Yeah, it feels like it's named differently in every sport.
There's no F. No F.
So it's the DAL.
Yeah, Diablo Athletic League.
The Diablo Athletic League, pardon me. I'll make sure I get that clear. Because that's not what it says on Max Preps.
In the 90s, it was.
Here's Thompson. And kicked away here by Northgate. Las Lomas trying to get something going here. Had their chances here in the second half. They, again, probably dominating play here a little bit, keeping the ball in the offensive end, although Northgate also has had their opportunities as well. But the ball spending a lot of time near the goal on both sides here, which makes for a very exciting contest.
Yeah, just over 11 minutes into the second half, and it feels like we've had almost as much offensive action as we had in the first half. So definitely an exciting thing, considering that. Las Lomas here has a free kick.
And this is the first one of the game. When booted down. There's Sarah Burks. This was going to go out of bounds, and this looks like it's going to result in another corner kick on the opposite side of the field here for Las Lomas.
Hey, Tony, you talk about Las Lomas having 5, 6, 7 corners. I mean, it's one of the things that if you're a soccer team, you really look to work on, because that can be, 1 or 2 goals on corner kicks in a game can completely change the dynamic of how it looks.
Well, here we got another one. This will be the third corner kick already of the half for Las Lomas. None so far for Northgate. Now it's 6-2 in this category, following this one being number 6. Thompson there with the head, and this one's going to go way up in the air and well wide left of the goal. It was Reese Foster with that corner kick. And Paige Thompson able to get the head on the ball, but just not able to get it goalward. There's Northgate looking to maneuver. Reese Foster in that mix. Slide down, and now they're going to blow the whistle there. And that did not look like a trip. It looked like a purposeful slide for number 5, Reese Foster. And I'm not sure, did they call a trip on that or anything?
It looks like the Knights are going to get a free kick in a pretty good position to swing this one into the box.
Here's Sekulik now. Kylie will get the free kick here. Headed up, popped into the air. Northgate first to be on it, and this one going out of bounds again. So a throw in here. Kylie back on this. Naomi Bamford playing it in here for the Knights, and back out of bounds again. Inside the 26th minute here of the second half.
Yeah, Tony, sometimes those free kicks resemble football, where the players are just fighting for positioning and fighting to remain onside as they make their runs. Just another one of those technical aspects of soccer that the really good teams try to master, so that when they get opportunities, they're able to convert. And in a game like this, those are the kind of opportunities that can be the game changers.
Well, Reese Foster, she was surrounded by 3 defenders there, and they're going to blow the whistle, and Northgate's going to get this one back. Here comes a throw-in from the Broncos. Couple of headers. Ball is spending a lot of time in traffic right now. Somebody trying to break out. Bodies banging, ball kicked away. at the last moment by Las Lomas, and that was Kelly Galicia making that play to break that up.
There's a good little shield there to not let the Northgate attacker get to the ball, and a good clearance.
Kelly Galicia had a great game against Miramani the other day. Very solid, smart, good speed. A young lady that knows when to press. And there's something that she covers spaces very well for the other players. Played against a senior for the Matadors and played very, very well. She is a sophomore. So Las Lomas, a couple of these young ladies that sort of play sort of beyond their years, as it were. Some of the players very helpful to the Las Lomas cause so far here in the 23-24 campaign. Coming out and making the play in the goalie box. Nicely done. And Rachel Burks again. And again, we talk about that, just that sense of the game, knowing when to come out, knowing when to stay, and she makes the right decision again.
Yeah, Tony, it feels like one mistake in one of those decisions by either goalkeeper or defender could be the difference at this point in the game.
It really looks like it. That's what it's shaping up to be. But still, 24 minutes, just under 24 minutes now. But it's certainly shaping up to be that. And again, both teams are, have their opportunities. The ball is getting down to each of the goals. It's, the defense and the goalkeepers having their way through most of this match.
Yeah, remember, there's a lot on the line in this game. The opportunity to have bragging rights against fellow club members, saying that your school won the Battle of the Creek, and also an undefeated DAL season for the Knights. We'll see how that shapes up here for the rest of this game. Ball goes out.
I think that was last touched by Northgate as it goes over the end line here. So Las Lomas going to get yet another corner kick. And the Knights spending a whole lot of time in the corner. This will be their fourth corner kick of the half. And now with this kick, they are ahead in that department 7-2 overall, but so far none of them have come to fruition. Try it one more time. It's coming across the face of the goal, headed to the right side of the goal this time and out of bounds. So you want to head that ball goalward, but unfortunately it's hard to get enough velocity off the header to get it past the goalie when you do.
Yeah, well, you talk about moving the ball with your feet. Talk about moving the ball with your head, especially when that ball is being swung in, and sometimes it's not the best ball, but sometimes it's a great ball. That one was looking pretty good on the corner from the Las Lomas Knights.
Chasing it down, unfortunately for the Broncos. Las Lomas got there first. Here's Paige Thompson thwarting this potential opportunity. She kicks that one out of bounds. Back and forth we go. Both teams still looking for a goal.
Yeah, here's the Broncos with a throw-in in their final third. It's going to be potentially an important opportunity for them to change the momentum of how this game is played out. Ball's kind of just juggling around there and it's cleared out. Broncos will look to reset a little bit, but the Knights are going to get it, and here's the opportunity to start a counterattack.
Here's Kylie Sekulik trying to dribble by a defender there and has her pocket picked. Played very nicely by Sophia Folk, number 13, and now Sophia nearly had it taken away from her.
The good challenges by the teams without the ball so far, just kind of moving possession from team to team, and neither team has really solidified possession in the last few minutes.
Galicia able to knock that one out of bounds. Women's game growing. WNBA, of course, seeming to be growing in popularity. Women's college basketball is certainly getting the attention it deserves.
Yeah, a lot of that's media attention too, so I'm happy we're out here tonight calling this game, Tony.
On that far side, Northgate to get a chance to throw it in. Title IX, dating back to 1965. It was an executive order 11246 prohibiting discrimination in employment on the basis of race. And then that turned into also a basis of gender in 1972. And it was just the creation of a lot more women's sports. And, you know, tennis and golf, kind of always, you know, the women have participated in those sports for quite a long time. But now all the other sports are getting a lot of attention as well on the women's side. And it really took legislation to make that happen. There's one, breakdown, tripping and falling, and now we're going to have whistles blowing. They're going to call a penalty here. And it looks like this is going to be a penalty kick coming up here.
It looked like defensively there for the Knights. The ball got a little too ahead of the defender, and the offensive player really wanted to get by, and that ended up being a penalty with the contact.
But it looked like the Knights were a little bit frustrated at the end of that. Maybe they didn't get the call that they were hoping for. Leah Cooper, number 22, put her hands to the head to say, like, what?
Yeah, is that ball, as it's currently being placed, it looks like it could be a free kick? No, they're going to give it the penalty.
It is going to be the penalty kick.
A little bit of conferring by the referees there, it looks like.
Absolutely.
You do always love to see that. Make sure you get the correct call. It's going to be unfortunate for the Knights. You look at how this game is going. There's 18 minutes and counting left. And a penalty opportunity for these Broncos to take the lead. And, I mean, we'll see here on this 1v1 opportunity from this spot. Tatum Wallace, of course, we talked a lot about her tonight. Penalty is really hard to save, though, so if she can get this one, it'll be a huge play.
Carol Lund, number 10, going to get a chance for the penalty kick. Here it is, and it's blocked away! One more chance, and it's taken again! Tatum Wallace, a couple of saves! And instead of Northgate getting the lead, we remain scoreless here, getting down into the 17th minute.
That is a game-winning play by Tatum Wallace again.
Well, that was exciting soccer, folks, right there. Oh, you can hear the crowd is really into it. Best opportunity of the night, and it's Tatum Wallace not once but twice thwarting the Northgate Broncos.
Tony, can you imagine a penalty against your own team potentially giving you momentum offensively? I think the Knights are going to try to take that good news and that good defending from Tatum Wallace, hopefully onto the offensive front of the ball. The Broncos going to be a little disappointed with that.
When you talk about the other chance that we've had to score, his body's on the floor again, and who else? It's Paige Thompson on the floor, on the ground again. But only once so far here in the second half, so she's staying on her feet most of the time. She hit the deck but 4 times in that first half. And she certainly seems okay, and running back down the other way.
Hey, Tony, one of my favorite things about soccer is I think it has to be the gloves that the players wear during the cold games. Gives them a certain aesthetic.
And this is actually not really a cold night. Doesn't seem to be too bad. We can't see our breath. Yeah. And going the other way, and they're going to play it back to Burks, and she kicks it away. Thompson with a chance, chasing it to the far side, trying to center it, and taken away again by Northgate. Paige Thompson, she has been in the mix so much here tonight. Some good defensive play right there. Priya Siebel making a nice play defensively to take it away. And Sekulic's got it here for Las Lomas as somebody's trying to get on the board here. Inside the 17th minute. Here's Sarah Burks taking it down and collected by Galicia. And this one will go out of bounds.
I think the Broncos going to take. No, it looks like nope. The Knights are going to get this one. A little bit of a pause and play.
And this one kicked out of bounds. We just saw the other day that Mallory Swanson of the NWSL's Chicago Red Stars signed a very lucrative deal. A $2 million contract with a 5th-year option, $400,000 per year. Now, you talk about some of the other sports, and, you know, Shohei Ohtani, that's clearly, you know, a huge, huge difference in there. And NFL quarterbacks, now, The top one's making over $50 million, up to 55. But you see a contract like that, you're thinking women's soccer is on the rise. That is certainly a lucrative contract indeed. We talked about all the stadiums coming in. So it looks like these leagues are here to stay. This one going out of bounds.
Certainly for a lot of time, Tony, the money involved in women's soccer has been a controversial issue. But I think more recently, we're getting more legislation and more attention to the sport, and I think the women's athletes will get what they deserve.
You certainly see in women's college basketball, Caitlin Clark of Iowa playing exceptionally well and getting quite a bit of attention. So the women's game is just much more highlighted than it had been.
Yeah, some of those Iowa games in college women's basketball played in outdoor stadiums, kind of like the Winter Classic in NFL. I mean, that's always a great sight to see. Just those little things that, I mean, it's really great to see.
Chilly,
yeah,
might we say?
Yeah, in the wind with the basketball. But it really is great to see those kind of just special moments being brought into women's sports and, really bringing a really good game for not only the fan to see, but for the athlete to participate in.
Well, in America, do we ever actually get enough sports?
No.
I mean, all that football that was on. You got the NBA rolling right now. And you got, the soccer season here with the high school.
Yeah.
And wherever you turn, you've got all the sports that you want.
Yeah, Tony, I mean, coming to these high school games and just seeing people in your community, seeing these coaches, seeing these fans, it's really a special thing that you don't always get with professional sports, the personal connections to the game.
Very much so. And people that you might have a class with, as a matter of fact. Mm-hmm. Another corner kick upcoming here. This will be the 5th of the half here for Las Lomas. Still none on the other side for the Broncos. And here it comes. Priya Seabold. Here's Priya's kick. Up high it goes. Thompson got a head on it. Couple of headers. Couple of swings and misses there. Pinballed around. And Las Lomas is not going to be able to keep this one in play. Over the end line it goes. And Rachel Burks will have a chance to kick this one away. So, in terms of corner kicks, a huge discrepancy there in favor of Las Lomas, but, not coming up with a whole lot of shots on goal from those corner kicks. Sekulik, Thompson, trying to get it in between a couple of defenders. And Las Lomas able to play this one back again.
Yeah, a lot of tense moments in the box. And that one's going to be offsides. You can tell because the referees on the sideline, when they raise their flag, that indicates an offside. The attacker there for Northgate just getting a little too far ahead of the back of the Las Lomas defensive line. And again, that's another skill in this sport that is really fun to see people master and see officiated.
Yeah, it's something you got to recognize. You can't just look for the ball. You got to check where that last defender is. So for Las Lomas, they won their first 3 games, their first 3 matches, Adam, this season by a combined score of 26-0. We were talking about some of the discrepancies in the scores. And the only competitive match in that first trio was the game against Tam. They won that game 2-0.
Yeah, Tony, I want to say in the last week of time, Las Lomas has won 3 games of soccer by a combined score of 20-0. So it's certainly domination. We haven't seen that necessarily tonight, but I mean, they've looked good. Both teams have looked good, and this is the kind of game you expect from 2 teams who have no more than 2 losses on the year out of 11, 12 games played.
Well, following a loss to Casa Grande for the Knights, they lost that one 3-0. Las Lomas 6-0-1. The tie came December the 22nd at Acalanes 2-2. So they certainly have had their way with their opponents, but every now and then somebody is giving them a game, and right now that team is the Northgate Broncos. Nicely played, coming down into the corner as the ladies battle for it, and this one is going to go over the end line and apparently last touched by the Knights.
Yeah, it's really good defending there, just shielding the Northgate player there. who got the last touch from getting the ball back inbounds, and it results in a Las Lomas goal kick.
And this one going to be kicked out of bounds, and looks like the Knights are going to, looks like that was last touched by one of the Broncos. The Knights are going to get a chance to throw this one. And so since that tie at the Lady Dons, Las Lomas has won 4 straight since then. And with the wins getting progressively more dominant as they went on. Las Lomas, this one knocked away. We are inside at 10 minutes. See how much time they put back on the clock. But it is getting late here.
Yeah, we did have that penalty, so could add some time. That one goes out of bounds.
Haley Nelson, number 4, a whole lot of energy down there. Boy, she has been sprinting into that corner here for the last several minutes.
Yeah, an interesting thing about soccer rules over the past 5-10 years in both women's and men's soccer is substitutions and how many of them you are allowed to make. I know at the FIFA World Cup for the men's side just a few years ago, I think it was 5 substitutes per team. And I'm sure at the high school level here for the women's soccer game, a similar expansion has been made. And I think it gives the opportunity to go deeper into your benches, and it places more of an emphasis on depth.
Well, you got to figure some of these ladies just going to get sheerly, severely exhausted several different times during the course of the game. Throw in here from the Knights, headed away by the Broncos. Now they're going to kick it back into the zone, and well played here. No offsides, and this one booted away immediately. Giving chase that time for the Broncos was Erin Fagel, and you could see her wait just a little bit to make sure she wasn't onside. Played it very well, but unfortunately Tatum Wallace able to beat her to the ball.
Yeah, what a ball from Paige Thompson there. Just goes over just a little bit too much on that one, but I mean, you've seen that from Paige in this game, just slinging it downfield, and with 8 minutes left in this game, one of those balls could be the difference.
But getting late, somebody's got to get the tiebreaker here. So coming in from that, well, actually that last game for Las Lomas, this one kicked down, handled easily. Last game versus YV for Las Lomas. That was on Tuesday, a couple of nights ago. They won that game 10-0, coming in with 4 straight wins by a combined 21-0.
21.
So 26-0, 21-0 over a series of games. And it's been a dominating season here for Las Lomas soccer.
This does feel like one of those games, though, that even with 20-0 wins, you really want to get this one. Considering
rivalry
the in-town
game.
rivalry, yeah. Considering that we're getting later in the league play, too.
If you only win one game, making sure it's against your rival.
Yeah.
This one rolling for the outside, trying to play for it, fighting for it, trying to keep it alive. Now body contact, and that was number 17, Katie Halligan, racing against a pair of Las Lomas Knights. Sophia Ernst, number 21 of those. And you can see how the ladies are battling so much to get that possession.
Yeah, they even have to run out to get the ball after it's kicked way out. A lot of effort being put into this game.
And Northgate won 5 of its first 6 games. The blemish was a 2-2 tie at Miramani on December the 12th. We talked about the great season that the Knights are having. The Broncos are having a really good season on their side as well. In the first game, they beat American Canyon 12-0. Talked about some of these scores getting way out of hand. And in that run of 5 of 6, they beat Arneo 11-0 and YV 9-0. So both of these teams have experienced a lot of lopsided wins this year. And here's a chance, and that one knocked away. Good defense there. And as number 10, Kiera Lund, was very close that time for Northgate. And Kiera Lund been involved in a few things here in this second half. And, of course, that penalty kick just under 19 minutes for Kiera. Tim Tatum Wallace made not 1 but 2 saves in that particular play.
At this point in the game, it's the game decider. There still is time, just over 5 minutes. Northgate getting a little possession of the ball and a little arguing going on. Las Lomas not liking the call.
Priya Siebold complaining that her jersey was being pulled, and the officials just, no, they're not buying it. So here comes the free kick. Here for Sarah Burks. She lets fly, and this one's going to be knocked away.
A little tap point by Tatum Wallace there. Sends it out for a corner. Maybe the safe route considering all the Northgate players in the final third.
So Northgate going to get its first corner kick of the half. They had just 2 in that first half. Now they're going to try one here. So we've seen the penalty kick. We've seen the free kick, both coming in favor of Northgate. And Tatum Wallace able to turn them away both times. This one goes over the head of a Northgate player and headed toward that far side.
Hey, Tony, I'll tell you, I could hear the entire crowd sigh on that one. That could have been something there. Corner kicks, man, just really, really important in this sport. And I think that both of these teams, considering the amount of corners they've had and the type of game we've had, are going to want to work on that as we get into the deeper parts of the season.
So for Northgate, their first loss of the season came against Crondelet. That was a 1-0 game, so it's not as though they are completely unused to playing close games. This one goes out of bounds. And then after that loss, they tied Alhambra. Bulldogs, Broncos, 0-0 in that one. Boy, the crowd getting up now. Here comes a throw-in now. We're inside of 4 minutes. 3.5 mark here. Here comes a throw-in from the far side for the Broncos. Ball popped in the air. Coming out here, played, and then kicked to the side to a teammate. Good looking pass right there. Well, that was well done.
I think that was Reese Foster.
It was, number 5, Foster. Nicely played there. This one pinballed around. Broncos trying to get something going offensively. Their bench is certainly into it.
This game's speeding up with 3 minutes to go, and Northgate possessing the ball.
And the red boy nearly touched hands right there. Trying to keep that alive. Kicked away by Las Lomas. And sliding there is the pass, trying to get it to a teammate over here on the near side. That was number 9, Natalie Swanson, but a little bit too hard. Throw in here for the Knights. And bodies colliding. We have a penalty called. And this is going to go against Northgate. Look like they're going to get Haley, pardon me, number 4, Erin Fagel with that call.
Yeah, 2:25 left in the game. Las Lomas quickly takes the free kick.
Thompson gets it to the outside. No time to spare now, and then we have bodies colliding, hitting the floor. Bodies off the turf. And this call is going to go against the Broncos. Here comes Paige Thompson.
Yeah, we talk about some of the balls we've seen her swing into the box in this game. With 2 minutes to go, the clock is stopped, and an opportunity here for the Knights to potentially get a game winner.
See how much extra time they put on. Here's a kick toward the goal. Wide right, and it'll go past the end line. Paige Thompson, even a good shot, could not, unfortunately, could not get it to a teammate there and give the Lady Knights a chance. Siebold kicks this one back in. How many more opportunities are these ladies going to get on the board? If not, we're going to end in a 0-0 tie. And a whistle's going to go against Las Lomas here. So following that tie against Alhambra for Northgate, they beat Berean Christian 3-0. That was on Tuesday. So they come in having won 3 of 5, and that includes a 13-0 win over Mount Diablo.
Here, Tony, here comes the Knights. Both teams just trying to play the ball downfield, get any opportunity they can get. That ball slips by, and Las Lomas getting an opportunity.
Seeing a centering kick. There it is, and off the foot of one of the Broncos. And that was a pretty good centering pass right there. Like they had a chance to put that one in.
Hey, Tony, at this point in the game, we're playing on the referee's time.
We are.
So up to their discretion.
And goal, we're nearly headed, and going to go back the other way. A trio of players there, including Rachel Burks, the goalie. And fortunately for the Broncos, that ball did not go goalward. That was a close play right there. Back to the middle of the field we go. So up next for the Broncos, they'll be at Clayton Valley Charter. And that'll be on Tuesday. And then they'll be here against Concord on the 25th, and at College Park, that'll be on the 30th. And now we have a whistle stopping action, and that is going to be it. So we are going to end 0-0 here. So for the Broncos, they are going to go to 8-2-3, 1-1-3. And for the Las Lomas Knights, they go to 9-2-1, and or 9-1-2. No, pardon me. Yeah, 9-1-2, and 4-0-2. So we had a good game, fast-paced at some points.
Oh yeah,
Adam, and both teams, several chances to score. But the one I keep looking back to is the penalty kick just inside the 19th minute for the Broncos, Kiera Lund, and boy, was it ever well played by Tatum Wallace.
Yeah, Tony, I mean, we talked about it in the open, the goalkeepers, it really was the game of them tonight. Game-saving plays on both sides of the field. And I think for both of these teams, even though a draw may be disappointing, right, you kind of need these games during the season to get you prepared for the playoffs, right? And I think both of these teams, maybe later in the year, if they succeed, get their goals accomplished, might be looking back at this game and saying, hey, we were tested and didn't come through, but we were able to take that momentum forward.
Now, it was an exciting game nonetheless, but neither team able to get that goal. So Northgate, they were looking for win number 9, they unable to get it. Las Lomas was looking for win number 10, unable to get it. So the women's version of the Battle of the Creek, the soccer version, ends in a 0-0 tie, and that'll do it for us. For all of us here with Walnut Creek TV, and he's Adam, I'm Tony. Good night from Northgate High School.